Hello, everybody, and welcome to URS F2. We are here for the opening round at Silverstone. Glad to have everybody with me. Well, everybody who's watching, I should say, because I am doing this by myself. Um, so yeah, there you go. That's something different. I am commentating F2 alone, which is okay. I don't mind it. I'm not fussed. But you know what that also means? Since I'm commentating F2 by myself, there's a chance of possibly 21 drivers. Are we going to hit that today? Probably not. Will we get close? Maybe. But yeah, Pluto's really helped out with getting F2 forward and getting this going within 2 weeks. You didn't really hear much about F2 till about 2 weeks ago. And here you have it. We'll go over a couple of things regarding what to watch out for, what you're going to see this season. You know, there's 4 rounds, 8 races. There's a sprint race and a feature race. And considering that's the case, tons of points on offer. Now, I know pole is a couple of points, fastest lap's a couple of points. I think it varies. Pluto will probably have to explain that one to me because I'm not too familiar with the F2 format as much as he is. However, yeah, short season of F2. It's good to have. It's nice to have. And it keeps everybody up with the realistic racing after the realistic racing for a little bit of other racing besides that. Let's get the reserves in here now. Let's see if anybody else is joining after that too. Oh, where is he? There he is. Offline, that's why. Well, let's go over a couple of things. I mean, this truck has been ran 3 seasons before in the realistic league. Not that it makes much of a difference, but even though it has been ran, there was a wet qualifying in season 1. In Q3, there was a wet qualifying in season 2, and in season 3, you had a wet race. So, considering we're in Silverstone, the chance of it being wet, well, could be very, very high. As for anything else to talk about, obviously there's no pens to be served. There are some first starts or reserve appearances or some returns, as you can see by Davis joining. But before all that, let's go over the F2 driver lineup for this season. So you have in the Premas, Blue Goggy and Jab. Blue Goggy should be joining. Then in the Virtuosis, you have Pluto and Calm. In the Carlin, you have Joseph and Surfy. In the High Tech, you have Sam Steed and Lando Norris. In the ARTs, you have DSM Yonder making his league debut, alongside Ricecracker. Then you have MP Motorsport with Aaron Ocon and Florian Foley. Campos has Will Cromack and Matty Mumu. Are both Camposes here? No, I don't think so. Then with the Dams team, you have Chungus, and you have Goggle Saw in his first season as well. At Trident, you have Polo and J&T. Raptors, the only Cheroos, leaving that open spot for the commentator. And at VAR, you have Burning Man and Rowdy TJ Boy. Also, considering we mentioned Cheroos, we may as well mention that this is also Raptors' first start, I believe, as well. Or first league start, I should say. As for the schedule, we'll go over that in just a moment. We'll get Fire King an invite. He'll need an invite to the session. We'll also get a couple others an invite. Because I think we have also Will Chromac who's supposed to join. And then I think that brings up the 18 drivers in the grid for today. We'll go over the schedule in just a moment. I just have to sort out invites. Let's see, what car does he go? So we should be having Fire King and Will joining. We'll see where. Let's see. That'll be Will's car. So let's see who has spots open. Okay, makes sense. Okay. We'll give Will one more invite. And then we'll go. Let's see. Is Will joining? I don't see him joining. Let's see. All right. Let's start then. Let's start. So let's go over the schedule then, since we spoke about that. So you have race 1, race 2, Britain. Race 3 and race 4, Monza at Italy. And race 5 and 6, Belgium. And race 7 and 8, Abu Dhabi. That makes up our calendar. You go all the way till December 17th. And we're about to get started with the format, one-shot qualifying. So let's go over some of the other settings then. Fixed setups in this league for F2. One-shot qualifying. You also have 50% races. Reduced damage. I'm not sure if there's anything else. But we have a dry qualifying then. And here we go. Let's get going for one-shot qualifying for F2. So, coming over a couple of reserve appearances, we have Fire King, we have Davis. Davis making a return. DSM Yonder making his first start in the league. I don't think there's anybody else making a return, but as we end off Sector 1 almost here, It's Maddie, Joseph, and Pluto, top 3. Yeah, Maddie, Joseph, or Polo, sorry. But Pluto is right there behind as well, and so is Jab, for right now. But ending off Sector 1, you have 30.7 by Maddie. As for Joseph, he is battling back at that top spot with Polo, and now Jab closing in, but Ratty TJ Boy already retired from the qualifying session. As for him, he might have invalidated the lap time. It's going to be quite hard for these guys to invalidate lap times, though, or he may have crashed, who knows. But it's going to be harder for these guys to invalidate lap times, seeing as this is regular corner cutting. But now as we head to Maggots and Beckett's, you have Polo taking that advantage over Joseph as we're about to end off the sector. And it's an 11-3 from Joseph to end off Sector 2. And this will also determine the order for the sprint race as well. Goggy would currently have the pole. Actually, never mind. That's going to change to Calm. But battling back between that top spot, Polo got actually retired from the session. He made a mistake somewhere in the lap. He could have had a chance for pole or top 2, but coming across the line, it'll be Joseph F1 taking pole. And it is 10 thousandths that separates Chungus. Chungus made a last-minute charge to try to take back pole position. Pluto and Jab a couple tenths behind, as well as Maddie, rounding out the top 5. And to finish out their lap is Sam Steed, but slowest of everybody in that qualifying session was Fire King. First is the sprint race, next is the feature race. So here are your qualifying results. Joseph F1 takes 2 points to start off this F1 season. Or, sorry, F2 season. 10,000 separate him and Chungus for pole. My god, that's close. It's one of the more closer pole margin gaps we've seen in the league history. That goes top 3. You have Chungus, Pluto, Jab, Maddie rounding out the top 5. Then you have Lando, Blue Goggy, and Davis. So it should be for the sprint race, Davis starting on pole. Rounding out after the top 8. You have Florian Foley, Calm. They round out the top 10. After that, you have DSM Yonder, Aaron Ocon, JNT, Fire King, Sam, Polo, and Rowdy. Sam didn't set a time. Polo and Rowdy, they potentially crashed out of the session. Slowest of them all, Fire King. And now everybody just figuring out what to do with their fuel, or really necessarily tires for the sprint race. The sprint race, you don't have to make a pit stop. The feature race, you do, though. So here we go for the formation lap. Sorry, it's Calm who starts on the sprint race pole. I apologize. I thought it was top 8 get reversed. It's actually, top 10. So that makes sense on why Calm is on sprint race pole with Florian alongside. Davis is 3rd, though, so my apologies on that one. So even if you're yonder below, you're really going to be screwed because you're going to be starting outside the top 10 in either one. And hold on just a moment. Alright, let's go through some favorites for the sprint race. Well, you know, sprint race pole, Calm. You know, he was only about a second off. But he's just going to have to defend for 11 laps. If he can do that, it'd be quite impressive. As for the others behind, well, let's go with Pluto. Pluto surely is a favorite for this F2. Seeing as you go all the way back to ARL with F2. He won 10 in a row back then. Something that is really unheard of. And Chungus, who qualified within 10 thousandths of Joseph, you know, he was fast in that final sector. He really closed up the gap toward the end of the lap and gained tons of time on Joseph to almost take that pole position. And I'm also going to go Joseph because, you know what, if he was able to take pole there in the one shot, he has a good opportunity to do so. Going 10th to first or even 10th to a podium in the sprint race would be nice to see. And I'm also going to go with Jab, who qualified 4th, starts 7th in the sprint. The thing for Jab is a matter of just keeping your car on track, keeping it steady. I mean, he's never raced F2 cars, and it being put on fixed setups, it's really down to raw skill, raw talent, and I feel like Jab has that. But considering he qualified 4th and has not done F2 cars in this game, I find that impressive. Just shows a lot of talent from him. And I'll go with one more. Paulo got at the very back of the grid. 16th. He ended up getting DQ'd, which makes sense as to why he's that far back, but he's got some pace as shown in qualifying. 1 lap pace. We'll see if there's any race pace. Here we go. Here come those 5 red lights for the sprint race for the first time for URS F2. Here we go. They rev it up. A little long wait there, but we're lights out and away we go. Pulling up to the side is Sam Steed at the back, waiting for carnage to happen, but already Floyd Bull going to take that lead over Com. And Guggy trying to stick his nose in there for some type of leeway. Maybe take advantage of the top 2, but already diving down the inside is Com at turn number 3. Can't make anything of it. Behind that, there is a bit of contact, but not a whole lot. And the 2 Tridents went side by side, but Lando Davis goes side by side as Davis fell down the order from the original start. And now that allows Floyd Foley to pull out a gap of 7/10. And side by side, 4th place, it's Lando and Maddie into Sector 2. Lando around the outside, also trying to take advantage of Com right ahead of that. But Maddie still keeping it around the outside, going wheel to wheel. You know, considering it's a short sprint race, you have to make up the gap you can, and you have to make up the track position as quick as you can. Jab's also falling down the order. You could already see Joseph from pole. He already took 2 spots gained already. Going a little bit wide, there was Lando, but you can get away with that, seeing as it's been a bit of regular corner cutting. Yellow flags, that's at the back of the field. I don't know why I don't have full track map on, but that's at the back of the field. That's for Sam Steed. He's had some sort of issue to start this race, but already in a train, you have Matty Mamu, Lando, and Pluto. This slipstream's quite effective. You can already see Matty pulling alongside Lando into the end of the lap. And side by side, Matty and Lando trying to keep it wheel to wheel. They've been going at it this whole lap, and they're now going to make contact. Lando kind of pinched right there. Matty stuck it in. And both are going to keep it side by side here. It's quite an easy corner to spin. You can see Chungus going wide and Davis taking advantage. They're going to be side by side. Already into turn 1, though, between these 2. Side by side again. Chungus and Pluto now side by side. And close quarter racing between these guys, and they're all darting out. That's Sam Steed as well. More yellow flags for him. But down the inside, Pluto's going to go, and Chungus once more. A little bit of a dive from him. And Joseph and him, you know they're going to be desperate to recover all those places so they can gain maximum points throughout the weekend. Side by side again between Pluto and Chungus. Pluto trying to dive down the inside, a bit of contact. That's Jab who ran in the back of Pluto. And leading lap 1, by the way. That was Florian Foley. Good start by him. And a clean start by everybody. Sam Steed, the only one who's had issues. And we have a crash. That is Joseph and Davis. And that is not good for the guy who took pole. And Davis, who had a decent start, but then started falling back. And now it's allowed this DRS train to pull a little bit closer since the 2 crashed. It's 4th on back. Now we're going to see anybody take advantage of this lead. Blue Dog is the closest one. Here we go behind that. Matty, Momo, and Lando fighting again for the second consecutive lap. They're going to go into stow, side by side once more. And Chungus just waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of this side by side. And Matty getting the advantage for right now, but Lando on the opposite side. He was last lap. He's going to pull ahead now, but Matty is still hanging his car right in there, and they're going to go 3 wide. How about that? Chungus goes through. And now Matty has to go wide. Matty's a little bit into the grass right there. Blue Goggy taking fastest lap as he sits in second place, trying to challenge the leader, but Chungus ahead. And going off there for a moment was Lando, and now Pluto will take advantage. He's going to go for another dive. Yes, he is. Locks up the brakes, side by side. And they're going to continue to go wheel to wheel here as we head down the back straight. DRS enabled, and there's a spin. That's from Lando. Just a little too close between the pair of them. Allowed a spin. And now you got Rowdy and Jab going side by side. But how about this lead? Blue Goggy down the inside of Florian Foley already, almost making contact. And you got Sam Steed speeding in the pit lane. His race is already over for the sprint. He'll have to try to recover for the feature. Now Blue Goggy trying to take advantage of this lead once more. Going to go to the right side. These guys cannot battle for too long as they've got a hungry train behind them of faster cars with Chungus leading it. And Blue Goggy, is he going to go for moving to Meggets and Beckett's? I don't think so, but they both make contact. That's Florian Foley off. Did he lag back? Because he's definitely lost time and he's off the track and he's had some issue there. His car completely stopped, making it look like a lag crash, but that's now pulled the pack a little bit closer. Pluto and Matty now closer, and now we got more yellow flags. Is that for Florian Foley? Is that for somebody else? Nope. Just a bit more yellow flags from the incident. But now the lead goes to still stays at Blue Goggy. Not much changing there, but it does pull the pack a little bit closer. And going off of the final corner was calm for a moment. Now Chungus going to take advantage. And here we go. Side by side. Chungus pulling around the far outside. He's going to, make contact. And Kam's still going to hold that inside. Both battling again. And now Matty has the door open for him. He's going to try to pull to the outside. Oh, they're both making contact to the rear. Fire King, 3-second time penalty on regular corner cutting as well. But now, obviously with this battling for second place is going to pull that gap between Goggy and Chungus out a little bit more. 1.1. And behind that, Pluto and Matty and Jab all battling, trying to take advantage of each position they can. Jab going to pull to the inside of Pluto. And you have JNT and Yonder also trying to go side by side behind that and making contact as Jab and Pluto. You know, they collided here once before. Hope it doesn't happen again. And we have Kam and Chungus. Chungus trying to defend. Here's Kam to the inside. Far inside. They keep it side by side at Cop's corner, but Matty will take advantage of Kam. And Matty goes ahead. And also trying to take advantage is his teammate Pluto. Both Virtuosis trying to give a challenge to the podium. You know, is it likely for both cars to be on the podium? I don't know right now, but a lot still having to play for with 7 laps to go and coming to 6. And yellow flag set as Yonder spun around. He may have had contact with JNT, but that is his chance for points possibly over. And Pluto around the outside of Jab. Pluto also going to try to go around the outside of his teammate. How about 2 and 1? And here you go. That position is traded between them, and now he's got to go catch Matty and Chungus. And Chungus pulling that gap into Goggy a little bit more. In these last, 7 laps. It's going to be a matter of defend for your life, Goggy. And yellow flags the final sector. That's DS and Yonder, more damage to his car. But also still in this train, Foley, Rowdy, and now Paul up to the points. Top 8 do get points in this sprint. So if you're in the top 8, you do get points. But if you're in the top 10 for the feature, you do get points there too. So it's still a lot to play for. Fastest lap already to Joseph. And let's look at, I know we didn't look at it in lap 1, but the positions gained. 3 for Goggy, 7 for Chungus, 3 for Matty, and 4 for Pluto. And 9 for Paulo and Rowdy, who started at the very back of this grid. Good drives from them so far. And here we got Jab on Kam, trying to make a move right here. Can't do anything of it, but he's going to try and exit to maybe make a move. Oh, a bit of contact in the process. But they're going to go side by side at Maggots and Beckett's. Can they keep it? Oh, Jab is around. And he collects Polo God as well. And the luck cannot get worse for Polo God. Whether it's realistic, F2, he's collected in this one. Just an innocent bystander, nowhere to go. And now that puts this train down to the top 4. And also a following train from 5th to 7th. But that puts J&T into the points, so we at least have one Trident in the points now. But that top 4 is now a DRS train. You have the 2 brothers. And you have the 2 previous teammates of Chungus and Pluto. You know, no teammate really to help for in this top 4. You do have Calm in 5th as a teammate, but we have Rowdy also trying to make a move in the Van Ames Sport car. Down the inside for 5th place. He made a good recovery here in Season 2 from the back of the grid. Up to 5th place. How about that? Fair play to Rowdy. Don't think he had a teammate for today, but impressive. And at the front of this field, you got Chungus trying to follow along with Blue Goggy. You know, I'm still trying to learn the cars of these guys, but, you know, I believe, if I'm correct, as of right now, I think the most points on offer might be Prima. I don't know. But after Jab's accident, Prima looked comfortable to keep the constructors lead after that one. Not so comfortable now. Jab and Aaron Ocon. This is for 9th place. If anybody crashes in front, well, there's your battle for points. And we saw with Jab's accident involving Calm and Polo, how much everything can really change. And you could see how this gap changed from 1.2 to nearly within breathing distance between the lead. Here we go. We're going to see a side-by-side battle for the lead. Here's Chungus pulling alongside Goggy. And Chungus diving down the inside. He's going to take the lead. Goggy can't do anything there to defend that. But he can try to recover this. Pulling to the right side here at the chicane. Chungus trying to defend. I might have just hurt him. And now the 2 brothers are going to go side-by-side. How about Maddie pulling to the inside? Going to go side-by-side with his brother. Goggy gives enough respect to let him go. And there's Chungus to the lead. Let me just quickly invite Will to the session since he needs an invite for the feature. I'll do that very, very quick. There we go. Well, here we go. Still a battle for 2nd place. Goggy still trying to challenge in case something happens between Maddie and Chungus. At least he can't say that he's not in the battle for the lead because he's in the battle for the lead once again. The last time he was in the battle for the lead of Britain, got into a collision. And, you know, that was more of the contact model last game, but it's good to see a battle with Goggy up at the front of this field. Without contact, without any issues, he's able to keep it very well. And it shows how much he's improved as a driver. And speaking of, you know, little designated compliments or awards, the League Awards should be out later today. So, for those of you wondering, for those of you maybe thinking you could get an award, there you go. Battle for 11th place, Lando, Joseph, Polo. All 8 issues to start this race. They're battling it out. And luckily for the future race, Joseph and Lando will start up front. As for Polo, he's going to have to pull recovery number 2. And hope for some better luck. And we've still got a battle. Florian Foley and Calm going to go side by side of the chicane. We got J&T right behind this. J&T trying to take advantage of 2. Oh, almost making contact right there. We're lucky enough not to, but J&T's going to pull it around the outside. Oh, barely enough space to do so, but he pulls the left side and gets the move done. Fair play. And now there was a trade of fastest lap. How about Jab? Taking that point. And Davis, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That's his first penalty, but the second driver to do so. And we still got DRS in the front of this field. We got Maddie trying to pull on Chungus. He's not close enough this time, but he has a couple more laps to do so. Next time by, we'll have 3 laps to do so. And fully J&T also going to go side by side. J&T trying to take advantage of his second car now. Side by side. Once again. Oh, making contact. Oh, making more contact. J&T's around. And that is a reset to track as well. That won't be good for him. I think he's stopping to maybe do a stop and go, thinking the 10-second penalty may or may not go away. Well, I would check from the stewards from that, if the stewards have anything to say about that, since he did lose 10 seconds after doing that stop and go from that crash. And now we got Florian Foley left the session. Well, that's damage to his race. Let's get him an invite back. Well, that is not good. But now up into the points. Jab from all that carnage for J&T. He'll take advantage. He goes around the outside of Com. Gets the move done. And now this battle for the top 4 is heating up with 3 laps to go. If you want a podium, now's your chance to take it. Gagi has never seen one in league history. Chungus has never seen the top step-up podium in league history. Although it's not the realistic series, their chance to do it is right now, and Gagi's chance to hang on is right now. Pluto's trying to attack down the inside. Boy, they were lucky enough not to make contact. Keeping it close once again. And still a battle for 9th place, trying to catch Florian Foley, who lagged out of that session. You got Joseph, Aaron, and Paulo, but again, Pluto trying to challenge Gagi for all he can to take a podium in this sprint race. You know, I must say, like ARL, it's not smooth sailing for Pluto. It's not that easy. You put on fixed setups, you put regular corner cutting on, it's fair game for everybody. And that is showing once you got the right competition. But Gagi is losing time to Chungus and Maddie, which could hinder Pluto's chance at catching the top 2, or even Gagi's chance, really. Gagi had a chance once in this race to challenge for the lead. Yes. Well, Foley mentioned his game crash, so he should be being caught in no time. But around the outside, Pluto's going to go here. Can he keep it? No, he's going to make Gagi think and maybe try the switch back. Pull to the right side. Which way is he going to go in the chicane, though? Oh, hits the back of him! And Gagi is into the pit lane! And similar to Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen 2019, the pair collide. And that basically guarantees either Pluto a podium or Pluto to now be under pressure from Rowdy. That's it from Gagi. That is unfortunate. That's now 2 people Pluto's collided with. Lando and Gagi. If they were his fault, I don't know. Hard to tell from the time. Hard to tell if it was just a misjudgment from Pluto into the braking with Gagi. Or if Gagi moved line or not. Couldn't really tell. But that now gives Rowdy an opportunity. A challenge. And after Joseph passed Foley, that puts Foley in 8th. Still, he's still in the points after all that. And now this guarantees the top 2 last lap battle for the race win. You know, if they were worried about being under pressure from the 2 behind, they're not too worried anymore unless they battle hard. And J&T and Aaron also trade spots. Gagi had to go to the soft tires there because he pitted. He was lucky enough not to get a speeding penalty. So I must say that was unfortunate. And Maddie just trying to pull a little bit closer. Can't do so. Rowdy now challenging for a first podium. You know, it's weird to talk about how many 4th place finishes this guy has had. And here we go. Maddie around the outside of Chungus. Maddie gonna make Chungus break late. And he's gonna give him some more pressure for this last lap. We're now into lap 11 out of 11. It's the last lap of the sprint race. And these 2 have been at it since lap 1, really. And here's Maddie. Which way does he go? And when does he make the move if he has to make the move? Chungus is in a familiar position. And he's just holding it tight and holding the line perfect to keep that lead. But now DRS enabled for Maddie. Which way does he go? Which way does Chungus defend? Maddie's going to go to the inside here at sector 2. I'm going to go side by side. They make contact. Lucky enough, Maddie saves it. And that may cost the chance for Maddie. However, if he can regain that gap, he may have another chance. More yellow flags, that is for Lando Norris. And now that's pulled the gap even closer between the top 4. Rowdy's now still going to challenge for this podium. He can just see the podium in front of him, like he has before many times ago. And he's just trying to track extend to do everything he can to take the podium. I think that contact sealed the deal between those two. Is Pluto out of DRS, though? Yes, he is. This will allow Rowdy to take advantage. Maddie's not close enough, but Rowdy's close enough to Pluto for a first podium. Is he desperate enough to go for it? Can't do so. He's gonna have to pull alongside here in the chicane. Can't do anything from it. Chungus has defended beautifully from Maddie, and he's gonna go on to take a first race win and take a sprint race victory. Coming across the line, second is Maddie. Pluto's gonna be third, and fourth place again will be Rowdy. Jab spun across the line, he'll take fifth. Points as well as for Com, Joseph, and Polo God. Polo God did pass Foley. So Polo God, after starting at the back of the grid, he takes points. How about that recovery from Rowdy? Look at that, 13 places. Chungus started 9th and will take victory. His first victory in URS, the first victor in F2. Got Landau and Davis finishing off the grid. And Gagi on the last lap takes fastest lap. So considering everybody started on the hard tire, let's see what tire everyone starts on for the feature. This will be a little bit of a longer race, but yeah, we'll see. And we'll definitely see if Pluto does keep that podium-based stuff of starting decisions after he collided with two different drivers in that race. Whether it was his fault or not, I really can't say, because both were not great angles. And Jab said he spun last corner going for that fastest lap. So Chungus and the Dams will take victory number 1. Victory number 1 for him, victory number 1 for Dams, victory number 1 in F2. So there you have it. Here's the points for them. So Jab does take that extra point. Let's get a screenshot of results. And we will have Will Cromack for the feature race. And, by the way, championship lead. Can't believe I'm saying this as of right now, but he has definitely found his form as of recent. Chungus Goat on top. Credit to him. You know, I must say, do not think he's been able to find his form. I should really say I don't think anybody's been able to find their form like Chungus has recently. Even, like, you go back to realistic, and you see what he's been able to do to end off the season. The multiple podiums. And you take, for example, the chances he's had for race wins more often. You knew that race win was coming. Might not be a race win for realistic yet, but, you know, it is a race win for him, finally. Championship lead, as he said. Yep, Chungus's first US win is an unofficial series. So here we go for the sprint race. What car is Will in? He's in the Campos. Okay, cool. You got to be in this car. Good. And let's see what tire everybody's starting on. So we have hard tires for Polo, hard tires for Aaron, hard tires for Foley, hard tires for Joseph, but everybody else on the softs. Interesting. So you're going to see 4 drivers extend a bit longer unless there's a safety car. I doubt there will be. And I say that because it's unreduced. And I don't know how much different the safety cars work for F2 than F1. Chat, give us your predictions here for this. Let's get Sam Steed an invite back before we go over some favorites. But, you know, an interesting sprint race. Great battling, by the way. I know some people maybe said it was questionable driving center-wise. I could understand it. There were a couple people who squeezed a little bit too much, and there were a couple people who could have been a bit cleaner and could have done a bit better. But we'll see if anything changes for the feature race. I don't think the driving standards were too bad, but I don't think they were entirely great either, if you're asking me personally. Now let's go over some favorites, and I don't know why my computer does not want to connect to Wi-Fi. Lovely. Just what I need. Okay, well, my Xbox is connected to Wi-Fi, so I don't know why my computer's not. Love to pull up some Twitch. I'd love to pull up some Twitch chat, but I kind of can't. So yeah. Either way, it's now connected. I can pull up Twitch chat again. As for favorites, let's go Joseph F1. You know, it was a bit of an eventful sprint race for him, but let's talk about this feature race, though. We're now in a feature race, a completely different race, and a race where he could recover. He had the championship lead at one point, but more points are on offer for the feature. So, let's see what he can do. Chungus also won the sprint race. He had great pace, he had good defending, and, you know, he didn't have any battery to waste, so that's the good thing for him. Pure racing from him, and he proved just that. Let's go with Matty Mamu as a favorite. You know, he was challenging Chungus for that victory. If it wasn't for the bit of touching between them, could he have maybe took the race win? Maybe. But Matty was very careful with Chungus. I think that's fair to say. Reasonably so. And let's also go with Calm. Calm had good pace there in the sprint. Let's see what it's like for the feature now. You know, he's mid-pack. Mid-pack maybe not the place you want to be, but that could maybe make a difference. And I'm also going to go at Polo God, who also made a good recovery up until the crash with Jab and Calm. And I'm also going to go with Rowdy. If he can go from 17th to 4th, he's got a good chance to do so in the feature. Here we go. Waiting for them to rev it up. 5 red lights. Here we go. 5 lights. They rev it up. And here we go. We're lights out for the feature, and we already have a virtual safety car. All right then. All right. Oh, okay. Well, that's a bit odd. Well, talk about weird. There you have it. Flying fully, 5-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flags. Pluto already overtook 2 cars. I think he's going to let Joseph go here. Yeah, he is. Here we go. Back to green flags. Lap 1, underway again. And the game has already disqualified Will Cromack and Sam. Lovely. Well, you got a battle between the lead again. Joseph and Pluto. Gonna go side by side here. Pluto getting the lead. And that whole shenanigan of a game. And now you got Matty and Joseph gonna go side by side at Cop's corner. Here's Jab taking advantage. They're gonna try to think about 3 wide. Maybe not here, but they're gonna definitely go side by side. One of them backs off. There you go. Well, as Rowdy said at W Game. Oh my god. Well, that's nothing. Got Jab and Joseph trying to go side by side. Behind that in the background's Chungus and Lando. Chungus really one of the losers on that whole start after the VSC. That definitely messed things up. And Jab going off the track a little bit to overtake Joseph. Was that an illegal overtake from Jab from the game? Either way, it won't matter now because Joseph has overtook him for just a moment. They're going to be side by side. And leading lap 1 is Pluto. What must I say? He didn't really do much with that lap 1 as it was a virtual safety car. I'm surprised I didn't give him a 5-second after that. But now you have Jab and Joseph going side by side. The teammate taking advantage as well. That's Blue Goggy. Now DSM Yonder and Floyd fully going to go side by side. There's contact. And also down the inside is JNT. They also collide again. Oh. Well, here we go for the lead then. 3/10 between Matty and Pluto. And they're going to fight this one out. As behind that, you have Joseph, Jab, Blue Goggy. I mentioned Chungus being a loser from that virtual safety car. I would really say Joseph was as well. You know, he had the lead off the start. Pluto and Maddie overtook. Really, it was Pluto who overtook. I don't know if that'll be looked at or not. Because I think him being in the lead is a bit wrong from the VSC because he overtook Joseph and Maddie. I don't know if the game allowed him to or not. It's a bit weird. But now we got side-by-side battles for third place. Jab and Joseph. And Goggy and Chungus. Jab ahead of Joseph. And off the track is Chungus. Chungus has been spun around. That may have been contact with Goggy. We've now got third place again, heating up. Jab and Joseph. Joseph still hanging around. And Pluto taking that fastest lap. You know, they will have to pit, so we'll see if they take advantage in the pit stops or right now. Aaron Ocon also overtakes Davis. Davis had a bit of trouble there at the back of the field, so did Aaron. Back up to the battle for the podium. Jab, Joseph, Goggy, and Lando. Let's say that's stupid how that all happened. It was not nice with the VSC at the start. Hopefully the pack could be closed in a little bit. Because we did have some nice battling when it was closed in. With the front, at least, I would say. And now Maddie in the slipstream of Pluto. Does he take advantage heading into Cop's corner? Can they do it right here? I think if anybody can go side by side at that corner, and if anybody in this top 6, it'd be these two. And here you go. Maddie really hungering Pluto for this lead. And now DRS is going to be enabled for Matty Mamu. He's in the slipstream. He's got the DRS. He's got all he can to take advantage of this. Here's Matty going to pull alongside Pluto on the outside, heading into Stowe corner. Matty hanging around the outside. Is Pluto going to still defend this? Matty's still going to go very, very wide, but Pluto keeps the lead. And behind that, DSM Yonder also taking advantage of JNT. And Polo God trying to take advantage of Com for a points position. Polo around the far outside. And now going to go to the inside for the chicane. Oh, they made contact. And Rowdy tried to take advantage of that too, but he had to back off in order to avoid collision. And now he might take 2 and 1 as well. Oh, he couldn't. But back to this lead. It was heating up, and it's still going to continue to heat up. You know, you do have to make that mandatory pit stop for F2 in the feature race. You will see Joseph extend. You will see Florian fully extend. Polo will, and so will Aaron Ocon. But it definitely will be a matter of how does that work for them. Rowdy, Chungus, Polo also in a little battle. Chungus down the inside. And also a bit of contact between Polo and Com. Does Polo have a bit of damage? Don't see any. None's visible. But here we go again for the lead. Matty and Pluto. Back at it. Heading into Maggots and Beckett's now. These two have just been close for the last 3 laps. And it's just got closer each time. And now with DRS enabled to end in this stream, we'll see even closer battling from Matty and Pluto into Stowe here. And yellow flags, that's for Com and Polo. Both have collided. Rowdy may have got a piece of it as well. But Matty around the outside of Pluto. Pluto still defends that as Jab will catch. And now Matty pits. It's the first one to come in. And Lando does too. So the first pit stops from URS F2. Rowdy and Chungus still close for a points position. I think the collision was between Com and Polo. Don't know what happened between them, but that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Polo majorly. He's got no front wing. He's already trying to do the overcut, and Davis speeding in the pit lane. Here's Com pitting as well. Com speeding as well. You know, someone I've not talked about a whole lot in this sprint race. He's been really non-existent because he's been at the back of this field, trying to do some laps to maybe get a full-time seat in the realistic series as Fire King. Changed his gamer tag recently, and you know, after the collisions we've seen, could he be on for a chance for points? Don't count it out. We'll see. I have seen crazier things, and I have seen things get crazy regarding the sprint race. A lot of people I didn't expect to take points ended up crashing, or ended up taking points because others crashed. So that's how it's been. You got Rowdy and Chungus now for 8th place here. All happening before the pit stops, and Jab closing on Pluto with DRS as well. So considering Pluto had to hold that gap over, had to hold the gap over Maddie. Now that Jab has closed that gap before Pluto pits, that could be crucial, and we'll see what the exit speed is like from Pluto compared to Maddie. Now they're gonna have to warm up their tires. Chungus pits, so does JNT. Yonder does as well. Chungus. Aaron Ocon stays out. So does Guggy and Jab, both promise for another lap. And so do the hard runners of Florian Foley and Joseph. How about Pluto on pit exit? Inside of JNT right there. JNT does have to pit now. The very end of the pit lane, the Trident is. Pit stops do take a little bit longer for the F2 cars, but with all that said, we'll see what the exit time is like. Where's Maddie? He's coming out of the final corner, now into turn 1. Pluto exits, but Pluto's going to have to warm up those tires a little bit. So Pluto will have to be slow and exit. You can see how much Maddie's going to gain right here. He's going to at least be in DRS. Is he going to gain any more? That's to be unknown. And that gap is now 7/10. Yellow flags. That is for Chungus? No, that's for Davis. Mateo Percher, ART Grand Prix car. Fire King comes out of the pit lane, reserving, and he's going to be side by side with Davis. These two giving us a little bit of a battle. Oh. I think this is a Logan Sargent car, considering I see the Williams logo, but now Maddie 6/10 to Pluto. And Lando 4 seconds behind on those hard tires. I'm curious to see what Joseph's gap will be to these guys, considering he'll be on the hard tires. Well, no, considering that he's on the hard tires, we'll be on a fresher set of tires. Now that Jab pits, we'll see where he comes out. He did extend a lap over Pluto, and Goggy crashes into the pit lane. Rowdy pits as well. So now all soft runners are in. We're just waiting on the hard runners. Aaron Ocon stays out as well. He's on the hards. So does Joseph and Foley. So really the only big battle is now Pluto and Maddie. For what now is 7th and 8th place, but what will be the net lead. Let's focus on Jab on exit. Where's he? He's at the end of the pit lane already. But here's Pluto and Maddie. Pluto goes by, Maddie goes by. Maddie's about to go by, but he's going to be side by side with Jab on exit. Jab had a good in lap. And Maddie had a good out lap too. But maybe not good enough. Jab is right on the back of him, so now it's a 3-car battle for the lead. Or really, the net lead. And now Maddie's out of DRS. Jab will challenge. Where's Jab going to pull? Inside? Yes, he does. Here we go. And Jab does take the position. Does Maddie try to cover it back? No, he can't. Polo God, fastest lap for him. That's outside the points. Don't know if it'll make a difference. Now you have Davis and Fire King going side by side. Fire King around the outside, gets the move done. Then Common Polo as well. The very back of this train. The two collided earlier. And we got more yellow flags. That is for Fire King, I think. No, that's for Goggy. But these two go side by side, Fire King and Davis. Leaning on each other. They're going to crash! Oh, there they go. And Davis is around. Fire King's around. And both are not out of this race. They leaned on each other, but they leaned on each other a little bit too much. Oh, man. Well. The two are good friends, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of words between them after. That's not good. Well, it still is a 3-car train. Jeb's got himself in DRS. He's pulling Maddie along. We got more yellow flags. That's for Goggy again, I believe. Unless that time it was Polo. I think it was Goggy. It was the last sector. Well, that makes sense. I don't think Chungus usually joins us for an interview, so we'll interview the feature race winner. If Chungus does want to join, we'll invite him though. Again, the battle heating up. Jab gonna try to pull to the inside, can't do so. And he's gonna try her on the far outside now. Polo got out of this race. He retires in the pit lane. That's it for him. And now, Jab and Pluto. We head to Cop's corner. Can they try to go side by side? No, they're not gonna do it. Jab has to back out. And now Jab trying to challenge into Maggots and Beckett's. He's much closer now. You can tell it, especially with it being regular corner cutting, everybody's pushing to the limits. And Pluto is trying to push to the limits to keep this net lead. And Pluto does keep it for now. The more battling between Pluto and Jab, you're going to invite Matty Moo into this. And is Matty going to fight for himself, or is Matty going to fight to help him and Pluto? Or really, is Matty just waiting for his advantage on Jab, really, that he could take? Yet to pit, still is Joseph, Florian, and Aaron. The gap between Joseph and Pluto, 27 seconds. Yellow flags. And that is the retired car Apollo? Is that? No, that is Davis. That's after the collision with Fire King. So there you go. And hopefully he's not waiting up for Davis to cause any issues, but again, for this lead, Jab and Pluto. Jab gonna try to pull to the inside, or is he gonna wait for it? Oh, he might think about it. Can't do anything from it. I feel like the more you run over those type of curves in the F2 cars, the more it's just gonna slow you down. And yellow flags at the final corner. That's for Calm. Jab and Pluto close again at Cop's corner. Not close enough for an overtake. I don't know if Davis and Fire King are realizing, but they're gonna give Pluto DRS here. And that's not good. Especially as a lap car. Especially considering that I'd assume they help out Jab. Luckily, Pluto didn't get DRS that time. So now it's going to be a raw battle between Jab and Pluto. And here's Jab. Left side this time. Can he pull it off? He's going to have to keep it around the outside. Pluto not giving much of an inch. Here's Jab. Inside of the chicane. Gonna go side by side. Pluto keeping it. Does Jab try the switchback? He can't. Pitting is Aaron Ocon. Joseph and Foley staying out, maybe thinking that the soft tires will die. Foley will be on for points. Joseph could be on for a potential top 4. Now Jab to the outside. Pluto locking up. Side by side. Jab's gonna hang it right in there. He's gonna be down the inside. Oh, they make contact. And that'll allow Pluto to get ahead. Matty closes in from all that. And now J&T's going to take advantage of Lando for 4th place. Not 4th place, excuse me. Jab does think about it, but can't go down the inside there. And all this battling is allowing Davis and Fire King to just pull away and not be lapped. Well, these two have been up in front of Jab and Pluto, have been fighting out for a while. But these two, for the net lead, Jab and Pluto, been fighting it out for quite a while now. Jab thought of a move there, couldn't do it. When does Joseph choose to pit? Not this lap. So he's going to extend another lap. And try to have the soft tires be as fresh as possible. And here's Jab on Pluto again. Left side this time again. Around the outside. Can he keep it again? Pluto not going to give much of an inch, but can Jab recover? He's got more speed into the chicane to pull to the inside. Can't do much there. Pluto does lock up for a slight moment, but now Jab thinks the cutback. Can't do anything there. And now Davis and Fire King about to be lapped. And Florian Foley finally pits. 28 seconds between Joseph and Pluto. Was Joseph smart by staying out there? Jab's gonna be down the inside. Side by side. You have the two lappers getting in the way. And look at this. Pluto will get DRS. Is that really what you wanted? I wouldn't if it were me. It's gonna be up to Slipstream for Jab here. There you go. And now they're just getting in the way of Maddie. Well, I can tell you right now that that's an issue. Because Maddie is just about as relevant to this top 2 battle as Pluto and Pluto and Jab are. You know, I keep saying top 2 as if I'm forgetting Joseph, but, you know, consider this. 28-second gap, right? He stayed out for quite a while. And maybe it's going to pay off as he finally hits. Because these two have been battling back and forth lap after lap after lap. Scalado Joseph, if he's not going to be in the lead, he'll at least be right behind Maddie, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the pit stop gap is, but he could at least be closer than he would be without this fighting. Here's Jab around the outside for the 3rd consecutive lap. Can he hang it around again? Oh, he's going to try. Pluto's going to not give an inch again. And Jab does back out there. We'll watch Joseph where he's going to be, but Jab cannot try for a cutback once again. Maddie, also 4/10 behind. Joseph exited the pit lane right now. And here he is. So he's not going to be too far behind, but it'll be on fresher tires. Look at this. Right behind the 2 lappers. He'll have DRS. Well, that'll be the crucial thing for Joseph. He at least has DRS. Now he has to get by the 2 lappers. If he does that, he'll be okay, I think. Rowdy TJ Boy goes for a spin. But now for this lead once again. Does Jab pull to the inside on lap 12 out of 15? Yes, he does. This time he goes to the far inside. Can he keep it? Pluto gonna hang it around. Gonna have the inside line for the next corner. Is Jab gonna hang around the inside or try for a cutback? He's gonna hang around the outside. And now Jab, which way does he go? Left side this time. Pluto can't defend it this time. He's gonna have to bet on Jab going wide, or Jab will have to bet on him going wide. He does, but he's not gonna keep this into Maggots and Beckett's, luckily, because I think it'd be best to avoid collision. And we got yellow flags. That is for Davis. And Joseph is close to DRS of the front 3. And now, Jab, Pluto, side by side again for the lead. Here's Jab around the outside for the 4th time in a row. Side by side, Pluto gets pinched this time. Jab takes the lead. Can Pluto hang it around? Pluto's gonna be in the inside line. Pluto has to go over the curb, but can he keep it? Jab barely ahead. And this does invite Joseph into this battle. Pluto's still gonna be close. You know he's gonna be close, and you know he's gonna be fighting till every last bit. Here he goes, inside line. Down the inside. They pinch. They touch. Now Joseph on the inside of Maddie. And Pluto around the outside gets the move done. And Joseph also still on the inside of Maddie. Look at this. It's now a 4-way fight for the lead. Behind that, J&T and Chungus have invited themselves in for 5th place. All for the battle of points. Yonder, Foley, Goggy, all in the points. And Rowdy still challenging 2 for 11th. The top 4, all within 8/10. This is how close it is. Joseph on the fresher tires. If he wants to have a chance for the victory, he needs to get by Maddie now. His first opportunity could be here with the fresher tires. Here he goes. Which way is he going to go? Inside line here. Is he going to keep it? Whoa! He did have to back out, but is Maddie costing him the time? Once he gets clear Maddie, he should be just good. You can see trying to break the toe is Pluto. Jab. What is this, like the 5th or 6th time? Who's counting? Around the outside, they touch wheels again. Jab, hanging it around. Extending just a little bit, trying to use all the track to gain on Pluto. Down the inside, side by side. Pluto getting ahead, making contact again. But that time it was slight contact. Jab trying to hang around the outside, they touch again. And Pluto led that lap, but they were side by side of the line. 2 laps to go. Jab, right here. Joseph got by Maddie. Here's Joseph trying to go for 3 wide. Couldn't do anything from it. Jabber on the outside. Oh, Pluto gets tagged. And Maddie goes through, but slides. This is incredible! Joseph had a chance to go through there. He slid. Maddie had a chance to go there. He slid. Jab back in the lead. Pluto trying to challenge back. 5/10 between the top 4. Pluto down the inside. Side by side. More touching. Jab extends again. He's going to have Joseph on him as well to challenge. 4 cars under a blanket. Contact! Joseph now challenging around the outside. Cutting it 2-1. This is incredible. Joseph gets through on Jab. Now his next opponent is Pluto. This is amazing. 25 points on offer for this victory. And a podium still up for grabs in the next 2 minutes. And the next lap. Joseph, can he go fourth to first? He's going to be the next one to take Pluto on the outside here at Stowe. Can he do it on these fresher tires? Joseph using a bit of the track as well. But Joseph on the inside line, can he keep the lead? Locks up, just a little bit. Pluto can't have much to defend. Now he's got Jab to challenge. Joseph powers through to the lead as we take on the last lap. 4 cars under a blanket once again. They have to hope for DRS to give them power as well as the slipstream to challenge back Joseph. He's got the fresher tires. He's got the lead. He's got all to defend for. This is incredible stuff. If you're not tuning into F2, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. Chungus got by Landau. Guggy and Rowdy battling still. And now Jab to challenge Pluto and Pluto to challenge Joseph. Here's Jab as well, trying to still challenge Pluto for a podium. You know, if Maddie takes advantage of this Jab or Pluto would be knocked off the podium. Even take for granted that this is still for 2nd or 3rd place in the podium. And possibly the top spot if a mistake happens in the next 2 sectors. You have Jab heating up Pluto. And Pluto still trying to heat up Joseph for the victory. We head to the final sector. Pluto has one more DRS zone to try to challenge Joseph. Pluto's got DRS. Can he pull it to the left side like everyone's done on him? Or does he try it at the chicane? He's going to have to try for a late one, Pluto here. Joseph using all the track he can to keep this lead. Jab going to try to challenge Pluto. Can Pluto go for it? Joseph, from the hard tires to the soft tires. The reverse strategy. He will take victory here in the feature race at Silverstone. What a move from 4th to 1st in the last couple of laps. He did everything to win the race. Pluto, Jab, and Maddie complete the top 4 out of that battle. Jab and Pluto complete the podium, and Chungus for a top 5. Lando, JNT, fully hangs on for points, as well as Yonder and Goggy, hanging on over Rowdy. What a battle. And I saw this coming. Well, he beats Davis on track, but not off penalties. Alright then. Well, there you go. And Calm, the last one to finish out the race. Fastest lap, Paulo God. Does he get points for it? Not too sure. He did DNF, so we'll see. And Calm spins. Coming out of the chicane. What a good one. And Cam does some donuts to finish off the race. So Paulo God does take that fastest lap. Well, there you go. We'll maybe take advantage of the top 3. Get them an interview. Why not? We'll talk to them. And yeah, We'll see. We'll see if they want an interview. So I think because of Paulo got DNFing, it gave the fastest lap to Chungus. It did. That's correct. Well, that's a new record for Fire King. 45 seconds of penalties. And let's talk about this championship lead. Joseph F1. Well, this should be a fun season. Look at this. 9 points between the top 4, and then you have Jeb behind it. Well, I should say, really, there's more than that. I didn't see the 20 from Jab because this stream thing is in the way. Let's get Joseph in here. Let's talk to him. What a battle. And I can already see tickets being created. There you go. No surprise there. Let's talk to Joseph. And let's see if top 3 want an interview. Well, welcome along, points leader. What do we say? Get Pluto and Jab in here? That was a good battle. Fair play to you. That reverse strategy really worked out. I always forget to say it, but make sure audio's included.
Yeah, it is.
Here we go. Yep. I should be joining. There we go. How about that? Top 3 from the feature. Let's talk to you guys. Who was it? Jab, who was 3rd, right? Well, let's talk to you about your race. You had to defend for the lead. You had to defend when you had the lead, and you had to try to overtake to get the lead. And then once you saw Joseph with the fresher tires, it was a matter of hoping for a mistake or really hoping for more battling for you to take the lead back. 20 points to start off both races in the season. Top 5 in points. And good results in both races. How do you feel?
Obviously, it was kind of crazy, you know. F2. I expected DRS to be a little bit more powerful than I expected it there. Because there was many times where I get like, I was side by side with him and for it to be like clear, but wasn't the case. But obviously race 1. Had that contact with comms. Obviously that doesn't happen. Maybe a better result, but in the future it was a good race, and GG's to Pluto. We kept it clean. We hit each other a couple of times, but we kept it clean, and yeah.
Yeah, fair play. I mean, you know, you guys had the 4-car battle. You know, when you were in that 3-car battle, once you came out of the pits with you, Maddie, and Pluto, did you think it was going to turn into a 4-car battle after all the battling you guys had when Joseph came out of the pits? Or were you thinking that, you know, he was going to be far enough behind the battle that he wasn't going to be a big enough factor?
I thought those soft tires were going to just die off once he got to us, to be honest. Because those softs, literally, they just fall off a cliff. But, no, we were battling hard. Like, we were... Now, if we just stayed in the train, I don't think he would have caught us. But when we were battling, going side by side every corner, it's kind of inevitable he was going to catch us. And at that point, we already killed our tires battling each other. So, you know, you were just able to get by.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, thoughts on the battling? Did you feel like it was clean battling, hard fought out? I mean, it seemed like a battle where you guys were just all out, not giving an inch, but really close quarter racing. What'd you think of the battling?
Obviously we bumped into each other a couple times, but I'm okay with it. It was hard racing. It was clean for the most part. We gave each other room. We pinched each other when we could. You know, we just trying to do a bunch of switchbacks, trying to fake each other out, trying to get the other person to mess up. And you know, it's hard racing. It's good.
And lastly, thoughts into Monza. We go into round two of the 4 round season. 8 races though. What are you expecting there? It's a short season, so you got to take everything you can. Um, what do you expect in that race?
Survive turn one because I already know
Yeah, right.
that's one thing, and honestly, I might be cooked for that race. It might be cooked. I don't think I'm gonna be good there. Not a lot of corners. There's a bunch of chicanes, which I don't like. But you just have to wait and see. Because with these F2, you never know what can happen.
Congratulations on the podium and fifth place in the championship. Not bad.
Right. Thank you.
Next, we're on to Pluto. Pluto, second place and podiums in both races. I think it was pretty much the battle for both of those. The battling, pretty hard fought out. You had to defend the lead, I think, on like 7 different occasions into Stowe. How hard were you defending that lead in order to think, hey, I think I got a chance after Joseph Pitts?
It's the hardest I've had to defend in a very long time. I think if I'd have let him go, he would have gapped me by about 6 tenths at each lap. So much faster. Yeah, I couldn't do anything about the pace. But yeah, the defending was so hard.
You had collisions in the first race with Gaggi and Lando. What happened in both of those in the sprint race?
Lando,
your
I was
point of
on
view.
the outside the track. I thought he lost it on traction, did he not?
I saw contact from the onboard. I don't
Okay,
know.
well,
I might have to
was
look
on
it
I was
back,
on the
but
absolute
yeah,
outside
it
of the
might be
track
me.
anyway.
Yeah,
And then Goggy,
understandable.
he was lagging that entire race. I don't know if did Jab and was it Jab?
I
I thought it
heard
was
Chungus say something
Chungus
about
and
it.
Mate.
Chungus said something about it.
I don't know if they could
Yeah.
see it as well, but it was really bad. And yeah, I was on the inside going into the final corners. And then his car disappeared. I'll have to watch it back, but all we heard in the pie was a bang, another bigger bang, and then Goggy in the pit lane. So we had no idea
Oh,
what happened. So it was a
yeah.
big
No,
big
I
lag
I
moment.
heard that.
I'll send a clip in a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. I heard the bangs a couple times, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's in the pit lane. So no, it was quite the bang. As for the battling, it got you 2 podiums. And it's not the championship lead, funny enough. You go back to ARL and the F2 series that was there. You won 10 in a row there. It's good you're getting a fight, and I think you enjoy it yourself because you want battling, you like the battling, and you still get podiums from it. How'd you feel from the battling, and how'd you feel to take those 2 podiums? And as for the rest of the season goes, um, you only have 5 points to really recover as of right now.
Um, yeah, I'm not too fussed about winning anything this season. I just want to have really fun battles like we did today.
Yeah,
If I was that bothered about points, I would have just tried to let Jab go and took onto the back of
yeah,
him so Milo didn't catch us. Because I told Milo in the party that he's gonna be on us for lap 14 and lap 14 only. Because I thought the tires would just die off. But no, he managed to hold on at the end, which is really surprising to me. I thought he had terrible
yeah,
tire wear.
definitely. And as for the battling today, we saw great battling. Monza, do you expect to do you? Wow, English. Do you expect to see the same in Monza with the
Yes.
battling, or
Oh,
anything different?
yeah, all four. Well, I think Britain's the best track for F2, so I don't think we'll top that. But all four of the tracks that we chose this season are designed to promote racing, so it should be a really fun season to watch.
Congrats on second place and both podiums too. Joseph, on to you. Race winner of the feature and points leader. I mean, after the pole you took, then the sprint race where it wasn't so great, then the feature race where you start on pole. You're hoping to recover that championship lead that you had from qualifying, and now you do with victory. That reverse strategy. Talk to us about it. What went into thinking that the soft tires, pitting as late as you did, would still work to go from fourth to first and even keep that lead once you had it?
Experience. Granted, I was a little scared seeing absolutely everybody on the soft tyres, but I knew how close the field was, so I know that they were going to battle, and I know that I could come out in a really nice gap to just push and get the victory. Um, so yeah, it worked out pretty well in the end.
Yeah, definitely. Fourth to first in those last couple laps. Did you feel like if you didn't get by Maddie that could have maybe sealed the deal for you on taking the victory? Or that would have hurt your chance if you didn't pass him.
Oof. I mean, it's complete
You were held behind him for a
hindsight.
little bit.
Yeah. It was difficult because I had the two lapped cars, and they they were ghosting inside me, but they did actually help me in the fact that I got DRS. So pretty much
DRS, yep, yeah.
straight away, I was able to just get with them. But yeah, Matty wasn't taking it easy on me. He defended, but ultimately, I think he just gave up because he knew what was about to unfold with the three of us out in front. So yeah, I think I played it pretty smartly.
So I know you said experience, but I have to kind of think about your thinking after the sprint race because you took pole, you didn't have the great sprint race, you head into the feature race. What are you really thinking at that point in order to take back that championship lead you had after qualifying?
Well, just like just drive as I was because in the sprint I got a lot of experience off the hard tires. I knew I was able to just practice some racecraft basically overtaking people when I knew the feature would be a bit like that. So head down when I got into the clean air as well. I think I was still as quick, if not quicker, than the likes of Pluto Jab. So I know Pluto did a lot of defending. I'm aware, but obviously that was their race. I was running my own. It all just again so nicely.
And what, 4 or 5 point lead? It's something like that. What are you gonna
Yeah,
have to do to defend it into Monza?
I mean Monza's going to be chaotic. I think it's going to be a bit of a lottery whether or not you get hit at turn one. The curbs as well are an absolute nightmare. At turn four. But I've raced there, on this game in the F2 cars. So again, I've got more experience going into that one, which will perhaps give me the upper hand. But I've just got to put it into practice and hopefully replicate what I did today.
I don't think I have anything else. Congratulations,
Thank
lead
you.
as well. And we head to Monza next week, October 3rd, I think that is something like that. Next Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK. That'll be the next F2 round. And then after that, it's Belgium and Abu Dhabi to end off the short little season we have. It's quite nice because we got the battling we had, and we got to see what every driver could push on based on the skill they have. It's fixed setups, so this should be a fun one for the rest of the season. I'm your commentator, Ryan Ocon, 31, and until next time, enjoy.